Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Ethereum, Solana and SUI price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're gonna see what's going on those three altcoins that they are main drivers for the alts here. We have Ethereum with a 112, of course, on the 4 hours chart here. Potential bullish scenario to unfold, of course, toward the upside, right? But basically, after having this kind of like a sideways right now price action, despite that it is a diagonal here, potential A, B, and a C unfolding, well, we have, of course, something going on here with Ethereum where we got, of course, 3 waves and we got invalidation, whether we were in 1, 2, 3, and wave 4 dive deeper to interfere with the zone 1, which is not allowed based on the rules of Elliott Wave. And that means, of course, something else is unfolding definitely here, and we have to be careful, of course, that it might be something even as a triangle unfolding over there. And that means a deeper correction here might be still be unfolding and then pushing for lower later on, meaning confirmation for lower is by taking this wave 2 there. By taking it, meaning, of course, invalidation of this one, 2, automatically invalidation of 112. And that means we're looking, of course, for something much more bearish and even to take this low over there, which is below the $1,300. Now, if we dive inside it on the 2 hours chart to check what are the possibilities to, of course, to survive potentially the bullish scenario in case there is one. Now, the first possibility is, of course, since you have finished a zigzag there, can be a wave 1 and we're looking for wave 2, 3, 4, and a 5 as an ending diagonal here for an ABC. So this is the first possibility that it can be. We cannot be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this as an ending diagonal. Wave 3 is very longer than the wave 1. So it was supposed to be an impulse until, of course, invalidation. Therefore, it has transformed to a zigzag here. Wave 1 and potentially wave 2, then wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5 to unfold toward the upside, potentially for Ethereum here. Therefore, if there is a kind of a diagonal here, I prefer, of course, to set up this diagonal somehow like that to check, of course, in case we are in a 1, 2 here, 3, 4, and a 5, somehow like this, for a wave C, which is still can be, of course, an ABC. However, if we don't get the 3,696, we might still be here in something even much more bearish, and it might be, of course, kind of like a 1, 2, and then wave 3, 4, and a 5. Preferably, of course, to reach this 1, 2 here, even internally, there is even another 1, 2, wave 3, wave 4. Can be the triangle also, so we gotta be careful with this triangle, which it might also be unfolding here, where we have A, B, C, D, and A. So yeah, basically the things are not really looking perfect, I would say. So this wave 5, we cannot expect it anymore. So I'm gonna remove it. We have a potential diagonal toward the downside here, or an impulse even, like a 1, a 2, and then 3, 4, 5. Basically, it is an impulse even. So be careful, it might be wave A or a wave 1. And of course, this is kind of like a corrective, knowing that we start to see some momentum building up here. But I'm afraid that this is going to be the A, the B, and kind of like a wave C, finishing up, of course, this wave B or wave 2 there. So we got to be careful with it. Our testing area anyway is to be watch our 1-to-1 fib level as well, to be watch here, taken, of course, from this wave A and this low for the wave B exactly over there, yes. So at 3,158 in precision here, we might see, of course, an ABC, wave 2 or a wave B, and then pushing toward the downside. Yep, so this is regarding Ethereum. Now, if we break above it, if we break above the 1-to-1, well, that is a green flag. Can be, of course, something pushing for higher here, and can be coming back to something like a 1-2 here, and we're looking for another 1-2. Of course, this complex structure, all of it is a wave 2 in W, X, and a Y, therefore, and you start to count several 1-2 there with 3, 4, 5 again. But we need to break the 1-to-1, yeah, fib level for this potential scenario, which I doubt it a little bit. Yeah, I think that this what we might face later on, especially that we are impulsive here. This one is an impulse toward the downside, so we gotta be careful with it. Yeah, so this is regarding Ethereum as well. If we take a look here on the 3-minute chart for KGT as well, we have to be careful. Of course, we have a bearish signal, not a double yet, but it is a bearish signal. Yeah, so we have something bearish coming from the top here in validation of the bullish already given. Actually, not yet. Sorry, the data was still loading. So yeah. It was anyway, it was played, this one. It has been already played, but currently, of course, we have a bearish signal coming from the top here, yeah, as a pressure. But it might, of course, push a little bit higher until, of course, we reach this area. And then the bearish signal will be played much more stronger from there. So this is my expectation, of course, to reach the 1-to-1 level and then playing from there. Or what we know that, okay, there is a pressure from the top here. We have bearish signal already there, ready. It might push a little bit higher before, of course, continue toward the downside. Yep, so this is regarding Ethereum. Let's move to Solana. For Solana, as well, we are looking here to our leading diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 to finish potential wave 1 or wave A. Therefore, we're looking at least at an ABC here in case we're looking for higher. But in case that this is a WX and a Y and this is something impulsive toward the downside, especially that you have kind of an impulse here 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. You have to consider these are double 1, 2, 3, and then wave 4 is unfolding, and then wave 5 toward the downside, and continuation, of course, for something lower. Now, on the 1-hour chart, as you can see, potentially you might have finished your first wave 5 over there, of course, as an ending diagonal. We started already a 1, 2, 3, and still, of course, a potential impulse here for Solana. So somehow Solana has saved its impulse towards upside. It was not invalidated yet. And currently, we see, of course, something interesting happening here, where we see, of course, a potential move toward the upside again, in case that we are not in a 1-2 here. The things are changing somehow. So that's very interesting, of course, for Solana. It looks very impulsive right now. I would like to check here what's going on as well on the 3-minute chart. Let me refresh first. Okay, we have double signals. Yeah, we have double bullish signals here for Solana, and that's why, of course, it is pushing very high there. So that's very interesting. Now, be careful, of course, the bearish is gonna be invalidated soon. Yeah, so the invalidation, actually, it is taken here. The invalidation is taken, I would say, because, of course, we got the high. So that is very interesting. But be careful, of course, still, of course, very volatile. However, I would say, yeah, if this is a wave 2 and a wave B, let me check, of course, the fib level there. The wave 2 as, okay, the 886 is not taken yet. So basically, we still can consider this as a valid wave 2 or a wave B, preferably to take the 886 here. 142 to confirm, of course, something bullish unfolding. So be careful. It might still be something as a corrective here and then pushing for lower later on. But very interesting. Now, on the a little bit higher picture here, in case we are looking for something still even, this diagonal can be a 1-2 toward the downside. Since you have a 3 waves here so far, and we see, of course, potentially a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But basically, I cannot consider this yet. Because anyway, we are still, of course, above the invalidation of the bullish here. And nothing is yet invalidated. So we can consider ourselves still in a bullish scenario here. And potential wave 5 might still be unfolding to this blue box. So this is a bullish scenario. 886 would be our signal there. That yes, we're heading towards this area, 152 and $159. And so that is very interesting for Solana. I would say our testing area have succeeded here to push for higher. Yeah, so even without reaching the 1-to-1 fib level, in case we are in a wave A here, B and a C. Yeah, so A, B, and a C can still be, of course, a possibility, but I see, of course, some bullish momentum there building up. All right, so this is regarding Solana. Let's watch the 886 as a key level 142. If taken, of course, then we move towards this area. So for SUI, we are looking at our impulse is still intact here as a 1212 and then wave 3. Wave 4 exactly in the area where it should be, and we're looking potentially for a wave 5 toward the upside. Now, can it be, of course, a finished correction? Well, I would say it can be. However, this long sideways here is very, very interesting and weird question mark. I would say this. I cannot take it as a triangle, because if it is, then we have to drop down here as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. However, we have a bullish sentiment, so I would say it might be a 1, 2 here, but this wave 2 as W, A, B, C, A, and then B and a C. So if this is your wave 1 and then A, B, C, somehow like this, and we would like to continue toward the upside, meaning taking the high here would be the confirmation, of course, that we continue for something for higher, which is, of course, our blue box there between the 2.19 and $2.30. Again, for SUI on the 3-minute chart, we have a very strong signal here as a double bullish signal as well, and we push toward the upside. Now we got, of course, the wave 2 potentially here in case this is a wave 1 diagonal or a wave 1 somehow ABC expanding flat and then pushing for higher again. So this bullish signal might still be playing, and of course we might see a bullish trend toward the upside, despite that there is a bearish signal as well. It might be, of course, a little bit weaker. If we see, of course, a new high there, that is our confirmation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And this your 1, 2 there. This is an A, B, and a C somehow like that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yeah, so we'll see if this is gonna happen. If not, well, we gotta be careful. This long sideways also is very, very tricky. It might be, of course, here an A, B, C, D, and an E, and this is your 1, 2 here, and we drop down. Okay, so we gotta be careful with it as well. Let me check a little bit lower time frame. Yeah, so we gotta be careful as well. Now on the 1-minute chart, now it shows bullish actually. It is still showing potential to push for higher, and yeah, this is exactly what we want to see anyway. Yeah, so if we take the high here, I would say confirmation for higher. Let's put it exactly there. Confirmation for higher is taking the high of the wave 1. So this is confirmation for higher, and that means if we break it, we push towards this blue box. Let's put the price 1.85. If 1.85 taken, 2.19 might be next, of course. But still be careful. Confirmation as well for lower, it will be given actually. Invalidation is so far anyway. I would say, of course, if we take this one, this is your confirmation for lower prices. And that means, of course, in this case, we're gonna take this low, at least this low, 1.61. Yes, from there till here. 1.61 can be taken as an ABC at least, and to be tested. If broken, then okay, invalidation, and even the lows there will be taken. But basically, bullish sentiments are there for SUI as well. Yep, so these are the updates for Solana, Ethereum, and SUI. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.